Wow guys, okay, so today is a pretty interesting video. We are going to talk about when Pokemon Winds and Waves are currently planned to actually release. So recently we've been talking about the second trailer, when we could see that, potentially the next Pokemon Presents, because we may or may not be getting one this year. We're still kind of like not 100% sure about that, but we just got some more very interesting information about the month that we should see these games dropping. So right before we hop into that, subscribe to the channel, help me reach my goal of 45,000 subscribers. Let's see if we get today's sub goal of 10 subscribers. You guys rock, let's get right into it. Pokemon Winds and Waves apparently are targeting a release date in September, of course, for the Switch 2. If you guys don't know, this game is going to be a Switch 2 exclusive. I still get this comment every now and then. I mean, it is unfortunate, but it makes sense if they want, push forward the games to make them bigger and even better than they currently are on the Switch. The next big Pokemon games, Pokemon Winds and Waves, are certain to be a massive success when they arrive on the Switch 2 in 2027. Pokemon League account Central Leagues reporting that the Pokemon Company and Game Freak are targeting these games to release in September of 2027. It has not been clarified by the Pokemon Company yet, but it makes you wonder what the big Christmas release is for the Switch 2, which that's a whole nother topic. I'm actually gonna make another whole video about the whole Christmas release over on the second channel, which go check it out in the description down below, Fundores files. I basically talk about all the Nintendo stuff over there. But anyway, here's a tweet from Centro saying Pokemon Winds and Waves are currently planned for release in September. This is the internal target month the development teams are working towards. Of course, it could change, it could be delayed, it could still be a November or an October release. My theory was November because typically, more often than not, new generation Pokemon games are released in November. But now this is big news because this could also show that 2027 is going to be pretty big as far as new trailers go. Probably 2 Pokemon Presents guaranteed in 2027 because of course Pokemon Day 2027 100% without a doubt is going to give us another Winds and Waves trailer, and it's looking like that could very much well be the next time we do get a trailer. Although I personally, my personal idea slash theory is that we will be getting another trailer this year, or some sort of teaser, literally anything. But that of course is just my theory right there. So I want to know what you think about that though. Do you think we should be getting another trailer this year, or you guys find to wait until February of 2027 for Pokemon Day to get that next trailer? But if this game is coming out in September, that's pretty crazy because that's obviously right after summer. In the summer of 2027, oh my goodness, it may be packed with Pokemon trailers for Winds and Waves, because if you guys don't remember, for Legends ZA in 2025, the summertime, we got a lot. We had a slow kind of start. We got another trailer for Pokemon Day, and then we got another little trailer, I think, for the Nintendo Direct of the summertime last year. And I believe even for a little while, we even had weekly trailers, and then of course we just got a bunch. We ended up getting a pretty good amount of brand new trailers for Legends ZA throughout that summertime of 2025, and ZA came out in October. So like I said, the possibility of this game coming out in September means we're probably gonna get that Pokemon Day, Pokemon Presents with the big trailer. That's finally gonna be the time they're gonna start rolling out the trailer. I mean, just think about, February to September. That's not a very long time, but it is a perfect time for them to really start getting the promotional side of things out for Winds and Waves. And just to keep up with the hype, they will definitely do another Pokemon Presents. 99.9% sure they will do another Presents after the Pokemon Day Presents. I low-key feel like I'm saying Presents and Pokemon Day so many times, but I think you guys are following me. They'll probably do that Presents maybe June or July. It could even be August. I believe we have had an August Presents before, because for that second Presents, there's no specific date they usually have it on, whereas the Pokemon Day Presents is always on Pokemon Day. And boy, oh boy, this next trailer should be very big. We should be getting a glimpse at just, the starter Pokemon, legendary Pokemon, and if not the second trailer, then definitely before the game comes out. So I think this is really great news. And like they said, it could be delayed until, November or something like that, because that holiday Christmas release, it's rumored to be the next big 3D Mario game. Think Mario Odyssey level of a 3D big Mario game that should be dropping in the holiday season of 2027, because we actually have a leak about that, a whole leaked list, which I've covered on the second channel a lot. So if you want to check out the second channel again, it's just everything Nintendo related, whereas this channel is just Pokemon pretty much specifically. You can even see that in the comments right here. Somebody literally was asking at the holiday Mario game, Central League saying yes, that is the plan, which is pretty major. And unfortunately, there may actually be 0% of us getting a second DLC for Legends ZA, which I think is a missed opportunity. I think Game Freak, the Pokemon Company, Nintendo should have 100% dropped a second DLC for for Legends ZA because the first DLC, it was okay. My personal thought is like it wasn't really worth the amount of money it cost. It just felt like very grindy. And I think most people would have preferred something more, I guess, different. Like think of the Scarlet and Violet DLC. I thought that was a great DLC. We had 2 totally separate brand new areas that we've never been to before. I thought the storyline was very good, and I just thought that was a really good DLC that was worth the money. For ZA specifically, I mean, they could have added more Mega Evolutions. They probably could have boosted the sales of the overall just base game in general by doing that. So I feel like it really was a missed opportunity, especially because of the fact that, you know, Generation 10 is not coming out this year. Let me know some Mega Evolutions you guys would want to see if we were to have a second DLC for Legends ZA. Since we're also saying that the Legends 3 could be Legends Galar, I'm hoping for like a Legend Johto or something, but you know, Legends Galar would be pretty awesome too, is going to release after the Winds and Waves DLC, which we have known, but it's just kind of nice to revisit that idea because Winds and Waves coming out 2027, the DLC is probably going to come out 2028 unless they're going to do the exact same thing with ZA where they drop the DLC like what, 2-ish months after the game dropped. My theory with that is the only reason they dropped the ZA DLC so soon after its release is just because of the simple fact that they thought Winds and Waves was going to be dropping this year. They originally wanted the game to be coming out in 2026, and because, you know, we had Fire Red Leaf Green and Pokopia dropping, so they were probably like, okay, we don't want to have too many things releasing in one moment, so they wanted to separate the ZA DLC, they wanted to separate Fire Red Leaf Green, and they also wanted to separate Pokopia alongside Generation 10, which would have been a packed year. Like that would have probably realistically been a, I guess you could say, better 30th anniversary celebration for Pokemon with a lot of extra content, but I could see why they did that. I could definitely see why they did what they did. And not to sound repetitive, but the delay of the game is for the better just because it's going to make sure it has better quality. It's going through quality assurance right now. We have a leak saying that it is completed. So hopefully that means 0 bugs and 0 glitches, or at least the most minimal amount of bugs and glitches as they could possibly have with this game at launch. I also have a couple other things to talk about in this video, but I just want to know your thoughts about that. You know, the second trailer, the release date of the game being September, which I'm down for. I'm 100% down for September because that means it's sooner, right? I mean, we don't have to wait as long as we would, you know, if it's going to release in November or something like that, because that's obviously a 2-month difference right there. So I would personally say if the game really is completed and it's just simply going through quality assurance right now, I think the sooner the better. And we have had a lot of other rumors and leaks like early on, like months ago, about it possibly being a summer or like before summer release. And September is basically as close as you can get to a summertime release. So I feel like it'd be pretty good. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts. New distribution codes have been confirmed for Pokemon Champions in Japan via a serial code in Korokoro. So July is going to be Lucario and Lucario Knight and Quick coupons. And then August is going to be Charizard and Charizard X and training tickets. I low-key gotta hop on Champions again. I have not played in a long time. And I low-key feel like a lot of people also haven't really been playing this game recently, but they are gonna always do updates. So I really do want to play. And you know, since it's gonna be on mobile and stuff, I feel like I'm gonna be able to play it a lot more frequently on my phone because, you know, sometimes I'm out and I'm not bringing my Switch everywhere I go, you know? And also something else that's really cool is we have the World's 2026 promo cards, competitor kits, Pokemon Center plush, and vendors revealed. I love promotional cards. Like, look at this Pikachu, bro. That is such a dope card. And we have this one with the World Champions 2026 stamp with a bunch of other Pokemon in the background looking so cool. This plush, awesome. I love the themed Pikachu plush that they have been dropping recently. This one is so funny. And this whole kit right here, I think the color combos go pretty hard with the gold and the white. Looks pretty cool. Anyway, thank you so much for watching today's video. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Let me know all of your thoughts and theories, of course. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.